Long time no see, everyone. What's going on? This is going to be a quick video on pretty much what you need to know in terms of nutrition and training to be able to sustainably lose weight and keep it off. I hate nothing more than the fad diets or anything that you can't measure or track because the whole point of being successful in any field in life needs to have a measurable process so you can know where you need to improve on. And this is what I'm pretty much going to teach you in depth involving health and weight loss. So, number one, our body uses energy to stay alive, to do physical activity, and that energy is called the calorie. You've probably heard of calories, you've probably seen calories on nutrition labels, you've probably seen social media stuff about calories, but calories is the way our body exerts energy and consumes energy from food. It's why we need to eat to survive because our body breaks down the food into energy and energy equals calories. Okay? So, knowing that to be able to lose weight, we need to be in a deficit of consumed calories compared to our exerted calories. So don't worry about all that if you get confused. All you need to know is you need to eat less than your body burns. Okay? And keep in mind, I say body burns, not that your body exerts, because I'm not going to go into total daily energy expenditure. Stay with me. I know I'm using big words. Okay, calorie deficit. What does this mean? You've probably heard this term before. What you need to know is your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. What most people think of when you throw the term out metabolism, they're really talking about their BMR, their basal metabolic rate. The term metabolism in of itself isn't really a scientific term. The BMR, the basal metabolic rate, is truly the scientific term that you're looking for when most people throw out the term metabolism. So, BMR. How do you find your BMR, Zach? Well, go online, go to Google, type in BMR calculator, and you should be able to type in your height, weight, age, your gender, and it'll spit out a BMR number. This is the number that you need to consume to maintain your current weight. Guys, don't add your activity levels. That is called total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. We don't care about that right now, okay? Let me get to my point. You have your BMR from the online calculator. With that, you either need to subtract calories to lose weight or gain calories if you want to gain weight. And the way that you want to calculate your deficit is in correlation to your goals. Here's how to kind of help navigate yourself through this process. 3,500 or 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. So you could either be in a deficit where you divide 3,500 divided by 7, um, and you get an estimated number of calories you need to be in a deficit per day to lose 1 pound per week only coming from nutrition. But if, let's say, you're a female, 140 pounds, and your BMR is only 1,300 calories, you can't subtract 300 calories per day, or else you'd be sitting at 1,000 to 1,100 calories, and that's not sustainable. So you need to do kind of what's most healthy for you. For men, we could easily be in 1,000 calorie caloric deficit and we'll be fine. It's why men can lose weight so quickly because our BMRs are so much higher than that of a woman. So calculate your BMR and subtract upwards of 2 to, let's say, 200 to 300 if you're a female, or if you're a male, let's say upwards of 300 to 1,000 depending on your size. For women, I love the 1,200 calorie marker, and for men, I love a 1,500 calorie marker. So hope that gives you some guidance. Obviously, this isn't one size fits all. People who are 400 pounds need a lot different of an approach than someone who's, let's say, a man who's 400 pounds is going to need a way different approach than a man who's 150 pounds. So truly not a one size fits all, and that's why I'm teaching you. Don't use me, don't use anyone's science of how to lose weight. Go to the website yourself, calculate your own BMR, and figure out what you need to do given your body stats. Okay, so that's BMR and calorie deficit. With that calorie deficit, you need to have a macro split to make sure that you not only feel good, you stay satiated, you stay nourished, and you actually build a body that you are going to enjoy and be proud of. So what is a macro split? You need to break down your calories into 3 different things. By the way, calories are made up of macronutrients. These are your fats, carbs, and your proteins. You cannot get a calorie. You cannot make up a calorie without a macro. That's just how it works. Okay? It's it's like trying to say you can get a tree without a seed. Something has to grow that tree, right? So yeah, the root is macros. The final outcome is calories. So with that in mind, I guess the most beginner macro split is 40% protein, 30% carbs, and 30% fats. This is the most basic. At minimum, you need to make sure your protein's at least 40% of your diet. You want a high protein diet on a weight loss journey to maintain and build muscle mass for your bone structure, your bone density, for satiety levels, because it's the most satiating food of all the different food groups. And it's more than likely the most whole food based food group. So if you were to eat high protein, you're not eating a whole lot of processed garbage. In other words, let's say fats, you could be consuming a lot of different inflammation based foods. So yeah, when we talk gut health, I would argue that protein is one of your best bets for gut health, and gut health is the root issue of all autoimmune disorders. Okay, so you have your calorie deficit that you calculated from your BMR, and now with your calorie deficit, you can track your macros. And you know what macro split you need. By the way, all macros do not have a one-to-one conversion. So when I say 40% protein, it does not mean just take 40% of the number of your calorie deficit. It's not how it works. You got to learn more about macros on your own. I have plenty of videos of how to calculate macros into calories, and then from those conversions, find the percentage of your macro split given your deficit. Okay. So you got calorie deficit, you got your BMR, and you have your macros. Boom, that's all you need to know from a nutrition standpoint. If you are, let's say, disabled, or you can't work out, you can't train, you can't walk, you can't do anything, you're paralyzed, just end the video now and you have everything you need to lose weight. Or for anyone, if you're a busy mom who works a full-time job, you're not going to be able to weight train every day. So don't even worry about physical activity. All you need to do is actually fix your nutrition, get into the calorie deficit, track your macros, and you're golden. That's all you really need for weight loss. When I began my weight loss journey, that's all I did. And I think I lost 30 pounds the first month just from switching up my calorie deficit. So beautiful. Next, though, if you are looking to fast track your results, build a little bit better of a body, and actually be overall healthier from both a cardiovascular standpoint and a bone health standpoint. Let's say when you grow old, you don't want to snap and break your hips at age 50. Physical activity, what you want to be doing is focusing primarily on weightlifting. And yes, Zach, weightlifting isn't a cardio intensive calorie burning exercise. And you're right. We're not doing weightlifting to burn calories. We're not doing physical activity to burn calories. We're doing physical activity to strengthen our heart as a muscle. We want to get healthier cardiovascular wise so that our resting beats per minute is not out of this world. Our blood pressure isn't high. And with, I guess, the realm of working out and overall health, you want to be focusing on muscle building, because if you aren't muscle building in a weight loss phase, you are more likely to actually lose muscle than you are body fat. So this does one of two things. It can not only reduce your overall health, because now your body fat percentage is higher, and you do not want your body fat percentage to be higher. Your heart doesn't want your body fat percentage to be higher. You're going to look a little bit worse, and that's actually going to put you into a depression. You're going to probably have more loose skin, and you're not going to have that toned body that you are ultimately going for. Or if you were like me and you never were toned, it's going to give you the best possible physique of a body that you're going to be happy with, walking around butt booty naked. And yeah, so it's unhealthy. You kind of look a little bit like garbage compared to what you could have actually looked like if you focused on weightlifting. But weightlifting is the priority. Focus hypertrophy, bodybuilding, high reps, low weights, really getting contractions, time under tension, feel the burn. Don't injure yourself doing high weight, low reps. It's not worth it. Okay, you aren't a strength trainer. You are here to build your body. Focus on your 1 rep max later down the road if you want to, once you become an experienced lifter. It's not worth injury, guys. We're not 17 anymore in a high school football locker room. We do not need to get injured. Focused on health. You're probably an adult if you're watching this, so please take your health, take a injury, a decreased injury risk process when it comes to weightlifting, and that's lifting like a bodybuilder. Next, cardio. Okay, Zach, what does weightlifting priority even mean? Well, pretty much what I say by that is I want you to be investing more time, more energy into weightlifting. I want you to also be doing weightlifting first when it comes to working out. Here's what happens. A lot of people do cardio first as like a warm up. That's cool and all, but if you're already at an unhealthy position in terms of cardiovascular health, you're gassing your body out, your central nervous system out, that you can't actually push yourself as hard as you need to be and you could be in the weightlifting realm. And you need to be pushing yourself and saving all your energy for weights because of a term called progressive overload. You need to force your body through a stimulus that is resulting in it building itself back greater. This is why people try to increase reps, increase weight every week or two, because you need to be pushing your body. If you stayed lifting the same weight for 7 years, your body isn't going to need to grow, and you're literally not going to build muscle, build strength, build size, build definition, none of those things. Okay. And even though earlier I said you only need to focus on nutrition, Zach, would you recommend that is something that someone should do? No. Should you only focus on nutrition? It depends on the situation. Let's say you lack motivation and you can't juggle multiple disciplines at once, then yes, focus on only nutrition for 1 to 3 months and then focus on physical activity whenever you get nutrition down just to make your life easier. And I see this with clients. If I start throwing too many things at once at someone, they might get overwhelmed and they might just completely be demotivated because they're struggling to comprehend and execute on all these different things that now they don't care about weight loss anymore. So if you're the type of person where you get overwhelmed, focus on nutrition for a month or two and then focus on getting a workout routine of weights and secondary cardio. And I really can't stress enough how much I would promote getting into weightlifting as early as possible. One of my biggest regrets is that I wasn't hitting my lower body when I was losing weight, and now all of my loose skin is on my lower body. And it is just so sad and demotivating. So please learn from us who have lost weight improperly and pick up on where we would actually, I guess, fix if we could go back in our own weight loss journey and do it over. So, yeah, all you got to know, calorie deficit from your BMR, and then with that calorie deficit, find a good macro split that you need, track your calories, make sure you're actually hitting that, and then physical activity, cardio as a secondary, but muscle building, weightlifting is the priority in terms of any time that you have to put towards physical activity. That is literally all you need. All of that is a trackable, measurable process that you can sustain for the next 30 to 60 years. Okay, this isn't a fad diet. You can work your calorie deficit in and out. You can bump your calorie deficit up to your BMR when you hit your goal weight. Let's say you're in a season of maybe it's winter and you want to do a little bulk. You can up your calorie deficit or your BMR calories 200, gain 5 pounds in the course of 2 months, and then lose those 5 pounds and you look even more shredded. There's a lot of fun you can do with this, and this is what makes it a sustainable approach because this is literally the science behind it. You're not always gatekept to a calorie deficit. You're not gatekept to chicken and eggs like Weight Watchers, 0 calorie foods, 0 point foods, all that's stupid. They're not teaching you actually how to lose weight. Calorie deficit is the way to lose weight, and you can track, measure, manipulate everything. If you're at a social function, if you are graduation party, on a work business trip, you can track calories no matter what. Chick-fil-A, track calories. If you're at a fancy steak dinner, track the calories. If you are on the road and you can only eat protein bars and beef jerky, track the calories. Guys, you can track literally anything. The beauty of food is that no matter where you get it from, wherever you are in the world, food will always have some sort of nutrition label. Look it up. You can find it on Google. If it's not on the item itself, like a restaurant, like fast food, you can find it online. Love you guys. Drop me a message on Facebook or email me at coachzach@theweightlossprofessor if you have any questions regarding what I went through in here involving your BMR and calorie deficit, macros, weightlifting, cardio, because that is literally the 5 golden things that you need to know to live a sustainable, measurable, trackable, manipulatable plan lifestyle for living a healthy, fit life. Love you guys. Take care and see you guys in the next video.